The Browns met with Deshaun Watson, one of a handful of teams in serious consideration to land Deshaun. So let's start with the Watson side of this. We'll get to the Baker side. But Adam, where do we stand with Deshaun Watson at this point?
Well, listen, Deshaun's meeting with all four teams, and they all want a decision as soon as possible. And I think by meeting with all these teams, I actually think it's actually confused Deshaun Watson a little bit more because every team is putting forth its best foot.
Yeah.
Well, they're showing the best. Every one of them is recruiting him and explaining to him why he would be a great fit in their particular city with their particular team. And so I think it's not a simple decision for him to sift through. And I think the teams would like an answer because wherever he goes, they're going to have a recruiting advantage because there are a lot of players that want to go play with Deshaun Watson.
It's holding things up, too, right?
And the other quarterbacks are all waiting for a decision on Deshaun Watson. And those teams' quarterbacks are waiting for a decision on Deshaun Watson. And the other free agent quarterbacks are waiting for Deshaun Watson. So, honestly, even though it's the start of the league year, there's another new year when Deshaun Watson makes his decision, because then it's going to really start kicking things into motion once he makes his decision.
You know, at last hour on ESPN with the free agency special you guys were doing for SportsCenter, Chris Mortensen provided some interesting perspective. I want you guys to listen to this and we'll react.
Baker Mayfield's passion and emotional leadership was embraced at Oklahoma. And even in the beginning with the Browns, things have changed. And they want what they consider an adult at that position. And that the Baker Mayfield probably is going to be moved. I think Seattle may end up being a candidate, certainly for Baker Mayfield. Other people may say the Colts. And then who's an adult? Well, listen, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, so Dan, you've been saying this whole time, you thought Baker was out even at the end of the season, even before the goodbye that he tweeted out yesterday to Cleveland, making it very clear he's moving on. You heard Mort mention Seattle. You've said the Colts. What do you think?
Well, I think for the Browns, the more I think about it, the more I see them trending towards going to the draft. I don't think Baker Mayfield plays for the Browns ever again, okay? Whether Deshaun Watson comes or not, I don't think you can have him back in your locker room. But then the plan B or plan C has to be something that they've thought about. And RC, the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, are you really going to go, well, we're going to move on from Baker Mayfield, but we're going to go get Jameis Winston? Listen, I'm high on Jameis, but you're taking a risk on a team that roster-wise is a playoff caliber one because he's coming off the ACL. And it's going to cost you money. And then are you going to go trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, who's just coming off of shoulder surgery? And is he that much of an upgrade over Baker Mayfield? Are you going to trade for a Jordan Love that's, again, it's going to take... the question I have, or I've started to think about, is the value that you're going to give up to go trade for a Garoppolo or maybe a Matt Ryan or a Jordan Love. You got the 13th pick of the draft. You know, and this team, as you know, is built to have a young quarterback. Just be a guy. You know, if Malik Willis is there at 13, and the Browns, I think, got to honestly consider, is it worth for us to take a rookie quarterback like a Malik Willis and a Kenny Pickett and entrust them to turn around and hand the football off and we're going to play good defense, rather than, you know what, give 2 second-round picks to the 49ers for a Jimmy Garoppolo? That I don't think it's that much of an upgrade performance-wise.
Okay, interesting. So are you saying if Malik Willis is there, you definitely take him over Kenny Pickett for their offense? I realize it's a maybe early time to be asking this question. But
for sure. If I were the Browns and I get to the draft and it's Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, it's a no-brainer, in my opinion, it's Malik Willis. But I think they're more likely to be better situated for the now and the future because of the draft, rather than trying to go get another guy in free agency or a trade that's really not that big of an upgrade.
What's happening to this team is it's confusion, but it's about priority. Right now, it seems that the priority is to not have Baker Mayfield in the building.
Yeah.
And so when that's your priority, now you have to figure out what the next step is. See, if the priority was, no, we want Deshaun Watson, it makes it an easier decision because it's Deshaun Watson or no other free agent quarterback, and then we move to the draft. I think they want to come off of Baker, and Deshaun Watson was their first choice.
Yes.
I do believe that they're going to vet some of these other veteran quarterbacks and see what they'd have to give up to give them, because as you said, this is a team that believes they have the other 21 pieces starting on offense and defense to win. It's a very difficult place to be, where it's more about trying to add by subtracting.
Because you look at the division.
I just think it's tough to bank that season on the injury aspect of those other quarterbacks. That you're going, is James going to be healthy? Is Jimmy going to be healthy? I think that's super risky.
All right, there's so much more coming on this, as you can see.
I'm going to cut you off, Laura. This is why you can't miss on a #1 overall pick.
No, you can't.
Cannot miss.
It rarely happens, by the way. Only 2 QBs, #1 overall, have lasted 4 or fewer seasons with their first team, Jamarcus Russell and Jeff George.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.